Hi fifth graders, it's me, Mrs. Strom. I hope you had a chance to watch that video from last week from the Boston Museum of Fine Arts about Japanese samurai armor. I thought it was kind of cool. I posed a question and I said to think about how many pieces are in that armor and how is it all connected? Well, I don't know the exact answer, but there are a lot of pieces that are connected to each other to create that armor, especially so that it's flexible. Because if it's just one whole piece, you wouldn't be able to move because it's metal and it's very stiff. So the way that they create the joint so that it can move is that sometimes they use small chain links, but other times they use something called a Kumihimo cord. And if you look carefully at this image of the Japanese warrior armor, you'll notice that there's cords that go through the armor. These cords are especially made from silk threads, and they were created for strength. So that way the armor can be connected to each other in a very strong way. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting to make our own Kumihimo cord. You're going to need for today a piece of cardboard. Hopefully it's a round shape, but if it's not, I just have a square shape. I'm going to show you how to turn it into a round shape and how to cut it into a loom for your Kumihimo. So let me turn my camera down so you can see my desk. I have this piece of cardboard, and you want it to be about 4 inches in diameter. So I have this coaster here that's about 4 inches in diameter, and that's about the size of the width of your palm, a little bit bigger actually. So I'm just going to put this close to the edge like that. I'm going to use a pencil to trace around it. It's a little hard to see. And then I'm going to cut it out. The reason why I put it on the edge is so that way it's easier for me to cut, because cardboard is very difficult to cut. Okay. So now I have my circle. This is just a loom, so that means that it's a frame. The weaving that we create is not going to stay on here forever. We're going to take it off of the loom. This is just basically something that will hold the yarn in place so that it doesn't move around. I'm going to be using a pencil and some scissors to do the cuts and make the marks and make the cuts. I'm going to actually use a marker so that's easier to see for you guys, because pencil lines don't normally show up very well. So with my marker, I'm going to mark the top and the bottom, so north, south, and then I'm going to draw some lines on the sides. That's east and west. All right, so now I got 4 lines already. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and draw a line that goes all the way across like that. Then I'm going to draw a line over here and a line over here, opposite, and a line over here and a line over here, opposite. So once you're done, it'll look like this. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. Okay, and in the middle you should see that it has all connected and intersected into the center right here. So this is going to be the center. I'm going to draw a circle in the center because I'm actually going to be cutting that part out as well. Okay, so I'm going to put my marker away and get my scissors out, and I'm going to start by cutting the center. Actually, let me switch over to my pencil. This part can be dangerous, so just be very, very careful. Use a pencil. My pencil's not even that sharp. I'm just going to gently poke a hole through the center. I'm going to push just gently until I can sort of feel the pencil going through to the other side. I can even see the little part right here. So if I see that, I'm just going to move my fingers over to the side. And then I'm just going to continue to push through with my pencil. Like that. All right. Then I'm going to use my scissors. And I'm going to use my scissors. I'm going to put it in there and I'm just going to twist it around to make that cut in the center a little bit bigger. I'm going to clean this cut a little bit just by cutting it like that. Okay. Okay, so now that's done. Now I'm going to cut the marks over here on the side. I don't want to cut too deep. I just want to go about maybe ½ an inch, which is about the width of my finger. So about that much. Right there. Okay. All right, so that's it. All right, this is what it looks like on the other side. This is what it looks like over here. And that's all I'm gonna do for this part. I'm gonna put this off to the side and save it. I wanted to talk a little bit about things that you can use to do this weaving. You're gonna need some yarn or string. If you have this, that's the best materials to use. But if you don't, you can use something like this ribbon from a holiday gift. I saved this from last year. You can take this part off, take the staple out, and it ends up unraveling like this. The really cool thing about this is that it's very, very long, and if it's wide enough, you can also cut it. Just use some scissors, do a little cut like that, and then you can just split it, and it makes some longer pieces. All right, make some thinner pieces, excuse me, like this. Okay, you can also use plastic bags that you've cut up into strips. This one I've already cut up into strips. This is about an inch long, but if you want to cut it into thinner strips, you can. Like that. And then it just makes it thinner. Okay. So you can use almost anything that is like a wire or string and have that material ready for next week. Okay. All right. I will see you back here and I will show you how to do the weaving. Bye.